thank you for watching my channel today. My name's Sarah and my channel is called Your True Shelf, and I've actually got a new mobile phone, so I'm hoping that the picture and maybe the sound quality will be a bit better than we are used to, which is exciting. I've got a I did have a Samsung S7 Edge, and now I've got a Huawei P20 Pro, so I'm hoping that the picture looks better. It certainly looks better on the screen as I'm recording it. Anyhow, so I haven't really planned what I'm going to talk about today, so I just wanted to have a little bit of a catch up and a talk about TBR frustrations. So I'm just going to grab my tea, hold on. So at the moment I am reading as many as I can from the Wellcome Prize long list, which is a prize about how health, medicine and science affects our lives, and that's both fiction and non-fiction. So I'm currently working my way through that long list. Now I'd read one of the books, but all the rest I've had to order all the rest of them from the library, and so I'm doing that. I'm also really excited by the books on the Women's Prize long list. I'm reading one, which is My Sister the Serial Killer at the moment, and I've also got Normal People by Sally Rooney, which I haven't read yet. I've got Freshwater waiting for me at the library because I'd already ordered that because it's also on the Wellcome Book Prize list. So I'm not going to read any more of the women's list until the shorter list is announced, so I just feel like I've got too much on my plate at the moment in terms of that. But one of the things that is really getting on my pip at the moment is I've got loads of books that I've been really excited to buy. I'm really excited to get to, or I've found in charity shops, or that I used an Amazon voucher for that I got a while ago. And I was really excited to get these books, and just because of the way that the prizes have fallen and my voluntarily wanting to do that and to read those lists, I feel like I haven't read any of my TBR for ages, and I'm just finding it a little bit frustrating because when you find a book, you're really enthused about it, aren't you? And then I then sort of have to stick it on the shelf for who knows how long. And I found that I've either borrowed books from the library before the prize list I'm talking about. I borrowed books from the library, or I ordered books from the library and then they came in, and then I've known I've had to read them fairly soon, because if I don't read them then somebody else will have them on the list and I won't be able to renew them. So I feel like I've just had to, excuse the pun, but shelve my TBR for so long, and I'm a bit annoyed about it, which is really silly because I'm the one who's put myself in this position, and I'm really enjoying actually keeping up with some prizes, because I until I started doing BookTube, I would follow prizes, but I wouldn't ever try and read the short list or the long list because I didn't really read quickly enough. And since I've been doing BookTube, I've kind of doubled the amount of books that I read in a year. Hopefully this year I might even triple. And so I'm really enjoying reading some of the contemporary stuff which is about, because a lot of the time I'm just reading stuff which was out a few years ago, because I generally can't afford to buy hardbacks. So yeah, does anyone else get that, where they feel really excited about a book and then they can't read it at that time for some reason and it just languishes on the shelf for ages? Does anyone else do that? I'm sure you do. But yeah, so I'm just really looking forward to, once I've finished reading prize lists, to get back to some of the books that I bought and myself. And like I say, please don't think that I'm moaning about reading the prize list, because I'm choosing to do it, and I'm excited to be reading contemporary books, and I'm enjoying it, and I'm definitely prioritising the books that I'm interested in over the others, because if I don't get to them all, I'd rather pick the ones I was interested in first. The other thing that I'm trying to do is be better at picking books that I've had for quite a long time. So I made a video ages ago called It's Been a Long Time, and I picked from Goodreads all the books that I still had on my TBR since 2011. There's quite a few. So much so that I had to do it in more than one part. I think I've done both parts of the video now. And I left those books out by the side of my bed so that I'd be better at picking them. And I have read some of them, and the ones I read I didn't keep. So that was a reduction in shelf space, which is good. But it's that getting that balance between wanting to read something when everyone's talking about it and it's contemporary. Like, I bought quite a few of the books that people had on their favourites list last year because I thought they sounded really great, and I really want to get to them now before they're kind of 4 years old and everyone's forgotten about them. But equally, I don't want to just read the books that I've only just bought, because then my ones have been on my TBR for years will still be on my TBR. So yeah, so that's another kind of, I know these are really geeky book people problems, but we all have the same issues, don't we? Then the other thing, so I tried making a TBR jar. It's right behind me actually. So this is my TBR jar. So I basically just put these slips of paper in here. It didn't take me years to make. I thought it would, but it didn't. It took probably about half an hour. So this is all my TBR list in here. There's a lot. And all of the red slips are fiction and the green slips are non-fiction. And again, I don't know whether I want to do that or not, because there's something about reading by whim where you just fancy a certain thing and you just go for it and pick it up. But there's also something about, why am I avoiding certain things, and I should be picking them up because I don't want to get rid of them, but I'm just not reading them. So I got this TBR jar, and did I use it? Yes, I did it once so far. So I got my daughter to pick out 4 books, 3 fiction and a non-fiction, and I chose out of those which one I'd like to read, because I thought I'd like to have some element of choice still. So I've done that. I don't know if I'll stick to it or not, but it's kind of nice that I've got it, so that if I want to do that I can. If I want to just read by whim I can. But I find it really, really hard to unhaul books that I haven't read yet, because I obviously wanted to read them for some reason. I probably still do want to read them, but I overlook them for other things. So yeah, I guess I just wanted to explore that as a concept. How does everyone else pick what they're going to read next? The other thing I used to do is reading challenges, which I really enjoyed. So for a long time I did this thing. So Books on the Nightstand podcast doesn't run anymore, but it was fantastic. So listen to the back catalogue if you haven't listened already. They did something called Books on the Nightstand Summer Bingo. So they'd make a bingo grid, and you could there'd be all sorts of categories, like books with a person on the cover, or book by an author from Africa, or book in translation, or all different categories, and you had to get a line through your bingo card. I actually did it for a long time where I'd try and get a book from the whole bingo card, and I used that to make me read certain books, and I did that for ages. So probably for a couple of years I did that, which worked really well, but then I got sick of it. Then I started doing the Goodreads seasonal reading challenge, which is really good. So that one is, each season they release a different set of challenges, and each challenge is worth a number of points. So there's really easy challenges that are worth like 1 point, I think, or 5 points, can't remember, which are like a book with an author beginning with A, or something really easy. And then there's hard challenges worth 25 points, which might be like a 2 or 3 book challenge, and it makes it harder to find books that fit into that category. And then there's kind of like a leaderboard for each season, so anyone again who likes embracing their inner geekiness like I do. That was really good. But again, sometimes I'd look at a thing and think, well, I'm not really in the mood for any of those books, or so I stopped doing that. And now I don't feel like I've read by whim for ages, just because, like I said, I've had library books, or mainly because of library books that have come in that I've ordered or that I've picked up, and I can't keep renewing them, and that's been what's taken up most of my time. So anyway, I feel like I've made my points. Otherwise we'll just keep going over the same things again. So I'd be really interested to know, how do you all balance your new and old books? How do you pick what you'd like to read next? Do you take part in any challenges? Do you get frustrated by the amount of things that you've got that you want to get to but you haven't got time to get to? Yeah, just tell me what your thoughts are on this kind of TBR ramble that I've just done. And I hope whatever you're reading now you're really enjoying, and I will speak to you soon. Bye.